So, I didn't do a vlog this morning because there's no sense, because we didn't do that much today. We did do practice. We're doing a new dance drama shadow dance skit at the end of the month for our youth service. It's a youth empowerment service at the last Sunday of the month, and I believe it's at 6 p.m. But we did a little bit of that, and we've just been hanging out here at the cabin. We are about to eat supper here soon. It's almost done, and then we'll have our church service. So stay tuned. Hey guys, we have started service. The camera's right there. Click. It's so cool that we have like two musically talented people here. So we had just started service, and as you can tell, the group behind me is Mikey's mom. I can't remember her name, and the people from their church. So see you soon. You shall wear a robe and crown.
I'll try. It's gonna be fun. So here's blind Bartimaeus. Watch. That's good. Yeah, I'm not gonna try to put my arm in because I'll rip the back out of poor Abby's sweater. Here's blind Bartimaeus sitting, begging alms, as he did every day. the son of Timaeus. The study that I've done on this was pretty extensive several years back. I personally believe from my study that Timaeus, Bartimaeus' father, Timaeus, was blind also. I believe that the jacket that Bartimaeus was wearing was a hand-down jacket from his father. His father had robed him with a jacket that he had worn all of his life. His father, Timaeus, was blind. He hands his son the jacket that he wore all of his life. Now Bartimaeus is wearing the father's jacket, and he's blind also. Begging alms, the only way he knew how to make a living. Every day he would beg alms. Alms is money. He would say, anybody, just hold his cup out. Some money, please. Some money, please. Day after day, Bartimaeus would go sit in different spots, maybe even the same spot, and he would beg for money. And that's the only way he knew how to make a living, because he was blind. Until one day, he heard that the man from Nazareth was passing by named Jesus, the one that had been doing all of the miracles. The one that touched the lepers when they weren't supposed to be touched. The one who stuck his hand on corpses when the law forbid for him to touch the corpse. The one who would go to the sick instead of running away. And he said, just maybe, this man is the one who can heal me. So he begins to yell. And what he yells is very significant. He says, Son of David, have mercy on me. But he had no reason to call Jesus the Son of David, because Jesus was the son of Mary and Jesus was the son of Joseph. Mary and Joseph were his biological parents. So why does Bartimaeus call out, Son of David, have mercy on me? Because the prophecy had said that the Messiah would be a lineage of David. So as Bartimaeus yells out, Son of David, he's essentially saying, I recognize you as the Messiah. The one who's coming. His lineage. The coat that had defined his father. And I believe the coat that had defined him as a blind beggar for years and years and years. The coat that he had worn. The thing that identified him as the blind beggar, son of Timaeus. Before he ever makes his way to Jesus, he strips himself of what used to identify him, to go to Jesus to pick up a new identity. See, and I believe this is where we get caught in the middle. A lot of us begin to sing the song, My Heart's an Open Space, until it costs us what defines us. Because you've been defining yourself by the wrong things. What are some things we define ourselves by? I'm a student. I'm a teacher. I'm a pastor. I'm a good soccer player. I'm a good basketball player. I'm a cheerleader. I'm so-and-so's boyfriend. I'm so-and-so's girlfriend. But who are you, really? You begin to kind of feel this tug as you're walking to your new assignment or your new identity. And you begin to feel this tug back like, no, wait, this was safe. Because I know how to do this one. I don't know how to do this unidentified thing. And it's okay that you don't know how to do it. It's okay. None of us know how to do that part. That's the hard part. I call it the spinning. Because it's in this part where you feel like you're doing this. And you have no bearings on which way to go sometimes. But it's in the spinning. It's in the process of trying to pick up the new identity that God is wanting to give you. It's in that process where He shows you what He has for your whole life. I want to see their confidence. This man right here can dress anything he wants to. He can dress like a redneck. He can dress like a homie. Emo. Yeah. Doesn't matter. He can do it all. And he looks good in it all. And every time I'm like, man, you got so much style. But he may not see that about himself, but I do. And everybody around him does. Do you know why he can pull off so many styles? Because when he puts it on, he looks in the mirror and says, I'm fresh. And from a worldly standpoint, we would say, that's prideful. That is not prideful. He's agreed with God's identity of himself, and he says, I'll pull off whatever I want to. I'll put on whatever I want to, and I'm going to walk down the street, and people look, and he don't know this, but people want to be like him. People want to be like Cassidy. Because you guys, you're confident in your own skin. You're not trying to change who you are. You're just who you are. And some of you go hang out with this group, and then you go hang out with, and then you're chameleon, and you blend here, and you blend here, and then when you're alone, you're like, I hate myself. That's where the suicide comes in. That's where all those thoughts of depression come, and they ache you when you're alone, because you don't know who you are. But if you can grab a hold of this and say, no, only one thing. Come on, Martha. No, one thing's needed. One thing's needed. Mary and Martha, the teaching, Mary and Martha. Jesus said, no, only one thing's needed. Sitting at the feet of Jesus. Only one thing is needed for your identity. One thing. And it's knowing that you're his child.
Hey guys, we're all back home now. It was very late last night, so I didn't get to do, it was actually this morning, but I didn't get to do the finishing vlog video that I usually do at the end of every vlog, so I'm gonna add this to it. Today we made it home, and we got to fellowship with each other for lunch and whatnot. So, I'll just tell you a little bit of what happened last night. Last night, Pastor Timmy talked about the story of blind Bartimaeus, and how he had the cloak that represents that he's blind. It was a cloak that his father gave him, and we believe that his father was blind as well. And he was, that cloth or robe was passed down to him to give everybody else, to notify everybody else that he is blind. And so Pastor Timmy talked about how, and you can see in the first part of the video, or you can check out our live video. It is posted on our page, but just to briefly say, he talked about how we get a new identity in Christ, and how blind Bartimaeus, he didn't even know what Jesus looked like. And he said one of the things that really stood stood out for me that he was like, "Son of David, have mercy on me." You know, Jesus was the son of Mary and Joseph, and what happened was, he said that he knew that Jesus must be the Messiah, the son of David, the lineage of David. Because if you go back in the Bible, Joseph is a lineage of David. So he knew, he believed, he had faith that this was the Messiah, that he could heal him. And so he talked about how we can take our mantle off and get a new robe, a new mantle of a true identity of what God sees in us, the confidence that God can give us. So that was like briefly like something that stood out to me. And we had so many encounters last night. Let me tell you, we didn't have no agenda at all. And we finished up around 1:30, 2 o'clock, between, I guess you can say between 1:30 and 3. It depends. We were in the presence of God that long, and it was just amazing to see like all the encounters that not only the youth had, but like the leaders had, the chaperones had, the other group this weekend had. And I think this weekend was a very awesome experience. This week, as being with the youth during Wednesday nights and doing the Fuel the Fire, fueling the Fire Fridays, as we are preparing for the drama, Easter drama, we are having so many encounters that these youth, and not even me, has ever been encountering. We had like, you can read this in the Bible. There's like fluorescent light, like glitter. It almost looks like glitter on these kids' hands. There was a feather. Someone found a feather on them. They just, seeing someone look like a radiant light. That is some of the encounters your kids you're going through, are experiencing. And we got to do a whole new encounter this past weekend. And your kids gets to experience this. You know, back in the Old Testament, only the priests can go experience the presence of God. But you know, Jesus came down to rip that veil so you can have the experience one-on-one with God. I am so thankful and so blessed to be part of this youth and to be part of this ministry. I am so blessed and thankful that I have leadership in that I can follow to help me during this ministry. And it's not just someone to look up at. They are family to me. This youth, this Pastor Timmy, they are family to me. And I am so blessed to be part of this youth group and to experience and to learn this weekend. As a youth leader and as a social media minister, I learned a lot. And I learned a lot about my personal self and how to move forward and get closer to God and get closer to what God has called me to do. So I hope these videos were cool. I thought they were cool. You get to be like a fly on a wall. And I hope these videos and future stuff helps you and encourages you. I also want to tell you a few announcements. We are having a youth empowerment service at the last Sunday of the month at 6 p.m. at Fairlawn Church of God in the main sanctuary. I'm really excited about that. We get to present a whole new skit, and Pastor Timmy will bring the word. This service is controlled by the youth, so it's totally different, but I think it's going to be awesome. So I invite you to that, and just keep on watch. We will announce the next Fueling the Fire Fridays. I know the last one was pretty awesome. We encounter God. There was breakthroughs happening, and just being alone with God. So I will keep you updated on these events coming up, and I hope you guys enjoyed all of this like I did. So thank you guys for allowing me to present these videos and present photos for you guys, and allowing me to use your kids to show God's light through with these pictures and everything. So thank you guys, and thank you Pastor Timmy and Brianna and all the leadership for allowing me to be a part of this ministry. I hope you guys have a good day, good night, whenever you see this video. I hope you are blessed. Thanks.